Okay, so good afternoon to all of you. So today we are going to discuss about the menus and pickers. Okay, so in previous session, Mastan sir has taught so implicit intent, explicit intent, and activity life cycle. So in those concepts, so how to passing data between one activity to another activity, and how to open your inbuilt application, and what are the activity life cycle functionality. So these are the concepts taught by Mastan sir. Okay, so today I'm going to discuss about the menus and pickers. Okay, so it is one of the important concept in Android. Okay, so this is the slide number 4.3. Okay, so you already know it how to open these slides. So in browsers, just type Google Android Fundamental Workshop. Just type Google Android Fundamentals. Okay, so after that, so you all are getting this type of screen. Okay, so you all are getting this type of screen. So in that, so here all of you click on slide desks. Okay, so once you click on this slide desk, so it will navigate to your Google Drive. Okay, so in that PPT is the concept number 4.3, that is menus and pickers. Okay, so it is loading. So meanwhile, so all of you create a new project. Okay, before completing the theory part, so all of you create a new project. Okay, so your Android Studio look like this. So all of you go to File, then click on Close Project. Go to File, then click on Close Project. Create a new Android Studio project. Just click on Create a new project. So select empty activity. Select empty activity. Then click on Next. Here all of you given the project name menus and pickers or pickers and dialogues. It is not a problem. So whatever the project name you're thinking, so you can give that project name. Okay, so I'm giving menus and pickers or pickers and dialogues. So it is not a problem. So you can give anything. Okay. So after that, just click on finish. Okay, so here you just give pickers dialog. Okay, so pickers and dialogues, then click on finish. Okay. So the project is creating. So meanwhile, I will complete the theory part. Okay. Okay, so in this PPT, so the concept number 4.3, just open this concept PPT. Okay. See, this menus and pickers concept, it is the part of user interaction unit. Okay, so user interaction means when the user is going to interact with any operation or any functionality you need to implement by the user, so that is followed by the user interaction. So in the part of user interaction concept, so today we are going to discuss about the menus and pickers. Okay, so in menus, so first of all we need to discuss about the menus. So after the completion of the menus concept, so we will discuss about the pickers. Okay, so in menus, so in this PPT, so we are going to discuss about, so this is the content. Okay, so overview app bar with option menus and contextual menus and pop-up menus and dialogues and pickers. Okay, so this is the content of menus and pickers concept. So the first part is menus. So overview. So in menus, we have different types of menus is available in Android. So, okay, so these are the different types of menus in Android. Okay, so the first one is app bar with option menus. Okay, so the first one is app bar with option menus, and the second one is contest menus, and third one is contextual action bar menus, and fourth one is pop-up menu. Okay, so if you are observing these screenshots here, so the first one is app bar with option menus. Okay, so this app bar with option menus so look like this. Okay, so this is the part of app bar with option menus. So in practical also we are going to discuss about this concept only. Okay, the rest of the two concepts is these assignments. Okay, so you can try it. So in case if you are facing with any problem these two concepts, so we will tell you. Okay, so after completion of the class you may try it. In case if you are facing any problem, please let me know, so we will tell you. Okay, so okay, so let's discuss about the app bar with option menus. Okay, so app bar with option menus is look like this. So it is completely available in your app bar. That means wherever the title is displayed here, so beside the title the option menus will be displaying. Okay, so I will tell you in coming ppts in a clear way. And coming to contest menus, so contest menu is look like your WhatsApp or Gmail. Okay, so in case if you're observing the world mobile phones, so the list of items is available here. Okay, so the list of data is available in your UI. So when you're clicking the long press to particular icon or particular item, so then only the contest menu will be displaying. Okay, so look like this. Okay, so nowadays we are using the latest mobiles. Okay, so I think each and every mobile is almost above the 6 point, above the marshmallow, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, only less users are using the lollipop. Okay, so coming to marshmallow or above versions, so we are getting the contextual menu look like this. Okay, so the third screen. Okay, when you are long pressing the any item, so the menus will be look like this. Okay, so in top of the screen the menus will be displaying. Okay, and coming to the pop-up menu, so when I are using the pop-up menu, so we are displaying like this. Okay, see, it is look like as an option menu, so but it is not an option menu. Okay, so the pop-up menu is looks like a option menu, so but it is not an option menus. Okay, so regularly in Android we are going to use only the option menus and contextual menus. So pop-up menu is not in used in nowadays. Yes, why? Because compared to pop-up menu, so action bar menu and contextual menu is more effective. Okay, so that's why so we are not using the pop-up menu in Android in regular way. Okay, so guys, these are the types of menus available in Android. And coming to next. Okay, so next one is pickers and dialogue. So I will tell you in after completion of the menus concept. Okay, so first one is app bar with option menus. So in case if you want to implementing the app bar with option menus, so that is look like this. Okay, so this is the navigation menu. So if you are using the navigation drawer or in case if you are observing the Play Store or in case if you are observing the Gmail, so it is look like this. Okay, when you are clicking these three lines, it will be displaying a half screen is displaying. Okay, so after that, so the title is available, and after that, so in case based on the app requirement, so some icons is available. Okay, so based on the app requirements, some icons is available. So based on the priority, in case if it is an emergency, so you can mention, you can give the icons. In case if it is not an emergency, so you can give the suggestions. Okay, so these two, three and fourth steps, these two are uh, related to option menus. Okay, so this third step and fourth step is belongs to option menus. Okay, so it is when you are using the icons, it is in emergency purpose. Okay, so it is in emergency purpose. In case if you are using these three dots, it is not an emergency. So based on your functional, your project requirements, so you can use it. Okay, so here there is no problem for that. Okay, so the first icon is belongs to nav icon. So when you are using the navigation drawer, so we are using the nav icon. So the next part is the title of the current activity. So in case if you want to use the title, so you can use it. So the icons for option menus for items. Okay, so it is regularly using the important one, and after that as action overflow button. Okay, so in case you are clicking these three dots, the rest of the items will be displaying. Okay, and coming to what is option menus. Okay, so option menus, it is option menus contains, so it is the combination of icons and overflow menus. Okay, so action icons in the app bar in the important items. So as I discussed in the previous slide, so if you are using the icons, so it is based on the important. Okay, so and the rest of the items, it will be displaying in the three dots. If you're clicking these three dots, it will be displaying like this. Okay, so as I discussed in the previous slide, so based on the priority, in case if it is any emergency, so we can use the icons. The rest of the items, it will be displaying in these three dots. If you are clicking these three dots, it will be displaying like this. Okay, and it's appear in the right side corner of the app bar. Okay, so the option menus is completely, it is displaying in right side of the top corner. Okay, right side of the top corner. Okay, so for navigation to other activities and editing the app settings. Okay, so where we are using the option menus means for navigating the other activities. In case if you have any different activities, so you can use this option menus also. In case otherwise, you can use the settings of your application. In case if you are observing in any application, so generally the settings is available in the these three dots or bottom navigation or navigation drawer. Okay, so for this purpose, we are going to use this option menus. Okay, so how to add the option menus to your project. Okay, so how to add option menus into your project. Okay, so in this PPT, they are directly given for creating the XML file. Okay, so for they are giving directly from the XML file onwards. So, but in case if you are observing in your Android Studio, here there is no directory with the name of menu. Okay, so in case if you are observing in your RES folder, so there is no directory is available. Okay, so there is no directory available in with the name of menu. Okay, so here we have only drawable layout, map and values. There is no particular directory with the name of menu. Okay, so that's why. So first of all, you need to create the directory. Okay, so in case if you are observing PPT, so in this PPT, so they are directly giving the creating the XML file. Okay, so it is the old PPT, so that's why they are creating the old XML file. So we are using the latest Android Studios, so that's why we are unable to create the particular directory for by default. We need to create the manually. Okay, so the first step is create the directory. Okay, so first step is the create Android resource directory. Okay, after creating the directory, so we need to follow these steps. Okay, so for the second step is create the XML files. So in this XML files, we need to create the items. Okay, so we need to create items. So based on our requirements, we can create different items. Okay, so inside this XML file, we need to create items. Okay, so after that, we need to configure these XML file into Java file. Okay, so after creating these items, we can configure these XML file inside our Java file. Okay, so how to configure this menu XML file in Java file? That means with the help of this onCreate method. Okay, so with the help of this onCreate option menu method. Okay, with the help of this onCreate option menu method, we can inflate the menus into your Java file. Okay, so this is the third step. So in case if you are completing up to this step, the menus is available in your project. Okay, the menus is available in your project. Okay, so after that, so in case if you want to implementing any on-click event, in case if you want to implement any on-click event, you need to implement on option item selected method. Okay, so in case if you want to implement any on click events or any on click events or any functionality to particular item, so you need to give on option item selected method. Okay, so based on the menus, these two methods will be changing. Okay, so in case if you are using the option menus, so we need to configure the on create option menus and on option item selected method. So in case if you are using the contest menu, so you need to create on create contest menu and on contest item selected method. So only these options will be changing. Instead of these options, you can use contest. Okay, so based on the type of menu, so these options also changing. Okay, so after that, so you can implement non-click event inside these on options item selected method. So you need to implement in the click events. Okay, so these are the steps we need to follow implementing the option menus. Okay, so this is the workflow of, in case if you're observing the diagram. So you have a clear picture. Okay, so this is the workflow of option menus. Okay, so the rest of the thing is it is a coding part. So I will tell you the coding part also. So no problem. Okay, so how to create the item? So this is the way you need to create the items. Okay, so item under colon ID, so under colon title. So in case if you're observing in our XML files, so in that XML file, each and every component width and height is a mandatory properties. But in this menus, the title property is the mandatory. Okay, so I repeat again. In case if you're using any XML files, so inside the XML files, we are going to create the buttons or edit test or test views. So whatever it is, so each and every component, the mandatory property is width and height. Okay, so but in coming to menus, the title property is mandatory. In each and every item, we need to create title property. Okay, so based on this title, the menu is differentiated. Okay, and coming to the next one. So how to configure this XML file into Java file with the help of this on create option menu. Okay, so this on create option menu. And after that, so we need to configure some icons. In case if you want to configure the icons, so you can configure. So I will tell you in a practical manner. So don't worry. Okay. So in case if you want to implement in the click events, so you can write this type of cases or if conditions based on your requirement. In case if you are familiar with if conditions, you can use the if conditions. In case if you are familiar with the switch case, you can use the switch case. Okay. Okay, so this is all about the option menus. Okay, so this is all about the option menus. So once you completed this practical part, so you have a clear picture. So now let's start the practical session. So please give confirmation. So from your end, so everyone is ready with your projects. If you are ready with your projects, I will tell the practical session. So otherwise, I will wait 1 or 2 minutes. Time for creating the project. Okay, so I think so everyone is ready with your projects. Okay. So as I discussed in the PPTs, the first step is creating the Android resource directory. Okay, so here, in case if you are observe here, so there is no directory with the name of menu. Okay, so now you need to create the directory first. Okay, so how to create the directory? How to create the directory? So do like this. So right click on res folder. So here there is a directory called res. That means resource. Okay, so right click on it, right click on res folder, new Android resource directory. Okay, so right click on res folder, right click on res folder, new Android resource directory. If you are clicking this Android resource directory, so you will get a pop-up window. Okay, so you will get pop-up window like this. Okay, so here by default values is available. Okay, so by default the directory name is indicates as a values. Okay, so but we need to create the menu. Okay, so here there is an option called resource type. Okay, so here there is an option called resource type. So just click on this drop down. So if you are clicking this resource type, it will get one drop down. Okay, just select this one. So in the suggestions, so you can select the menu. In the suggestions, so you can select this menu option. Okay, so just select menu. Okay, so it will automatically the directory name is also changing. Okay, so it will automatically the directory name is also changing. And after that, so you can select click on OK. You can just click on OK button. You can click OK button. Okay, so if you are clicking the OK button, so the directory name is available in our res folder. Okay, so the directory is available inside your res folder. Okay, so now we need to create the XML file. Okay, so we need to create the XML file. So okay, so now right click on menu directory. So right click on menu directory. Right click on menu directory, new menu resource file. So here there is a suggestion called menu resource file. Once again I'm repeating. So right click on menu directory, new menu resource file. Okay, so just click on menu resource file. So here you can give file name. Okay, so when you're creating the any file in your res folder, so each and every file should be in case sensitive. That means only small letters. Okay, so in case if you are using any capital letter here, so in the bottom of the screen the red color is available. So a is not a valid file based resource name character. So file based resource names must contain only lowercase a to z or 0 to 9 or underscore. Okay, so only we can use this format. Okay, only small letters or numbers or underscore. Okay, so in case if you are using any capital letter, so it will not create any file with the name of capital letters. Okay, so that's why, so we need to create small letters. Okay, so here I'm creating menu file. So that means y means based on our SDK. So in each and every file we have some requirements. So in Java, the class name first letter should be capital letter. Y means that is the class requirement. So it is indicates as a class. Okay, so it is indicates as a res folder files. So that's why in case if you want to create any R resource files, each and every file should be in small letters. Okay, so the file here I'm giving the file name as menu file. Okay, so after that just click on OK. After that just click on OK. So if you are clicking on OK button, so the file is created in our menu directory. So we are getting one screen. Okay, so we are getting one screen look like this. Okay, so but I don't want to use the drag and drop. So that's why here I'm go with the coding part. So just click on split. So here the coding part is available. So in that menu, in between the menu, so you can create items. Okay, so in case if you want to display the 3 items, you can create 3 different items. In case if you want to display 4 items, you can create the 4 items. Okay, right. Okay, so now here I'm creating the item. Okay, so item. So in case if you want to use the sub menu, so you can use normal closing tag. In case if you don't want to use the sub menu, so you can use self closing like this. Okay, so here I don't want to use any sub menus. So here we are going to use only menus. So that's why here each and every item I am using the self closing tag. Okay, so by default it's showing the red color. So why? Because as of now I didn't implement any title property. Okay, so that's why it's showing the red color. Okay, so in case if you place your cursor here, so you have a suggestion called like this. So menu item should be specified as a title. So that's why the title property is mandatory. Okay, so here just type title Android colon title. Okay, so here I'm using the about us. Okay, so here I'm using about us and that ID property. So ID for differentiating ID about us. Okay, so only these two properties is enough for displaying the normal option menus. In case if you want to use any icons, so you need to add so few more properties. So I will tell you once you completing these normal menus. Okay, so here I'm creating the one more item. So item, so title, Here I'm using settings. So ID settings, and same way, so you can use you can create n number of items. Okay, so you can create item once again. So here I'm using the title property, under column title. Here I'm using the call ID call. Okay, so here I'm creating 3 items. Okay, so here I'm creating 3 items. Okay, so you can create a number of items. So please tell me once you complete this creating the items. Okay, so I hope you all are completed up to this part. Okay, so now the next part is, so we need to configure these items inside our Java activity. Okay, so we are completed up to these items creation part. Now we need to configure these items inside your Java file. Okay, so now we have Java activities available, that is main activity.java file. Okay, so which is available in our Java folder. Okay, so inside our Java folder, so we have 3 packages. So we need to expand this first package. Inside the first package, we have the main activity.java file is available. Just double click on it. So if you double click on it, so the main activity.java file is opening. So it is look like this. Okay, so it is main activity.java file. Okay, so it is main activity.java file. Okay, so now inside this main activity.java file, we need to configure these menus. Okay, so here, so configure menus. Okay, so how to configure the menus? With the help of on create option menus. Okay, so on create option menus. So just type on create. Just type on create. Just type on create. In suggestions, so here there is an option called public boolean on create option menu. In suggestions, there is an option called public boolean on create options menu. Okay, so public boolean on create option menu. So all of you select this one, just click on enter. So the method is creating look like this. Okay, so the method is creating look like this. Okay,
Hello. Yeah, okay. Okay, so the above the inside your main activity.java file. So here onCreate method is also available. Okay, so in onCreate method the return type is void. Void means it returns nothing. That means this method is doesn't return anything. But in case if you observe here in onCreate option menu method, so this method having the boolean return type. Okay, so that means boolean means either true or false. Okay, so either true or false. In case if you are clicking something, it will expect something. Okay, so it is a boolean values. That's why here we are returning this super dot on create option menu. Instead of this one, super means super is a keyword. Okay, so instead of this, you can return either true or false. Okay, so it is not a problem. Okay. Okay, so now coming to the concept. So after implementing the on create option menus, so we need to configure the XML file. How to configure this XML file? So with the help of this following syntax, so that is get menu inflator. So get menu inflator is a method. So just to type above the return statement get menu inflator. Just type get menu. So in here there is a suggestion called get menu inflator. Get menu inflator. So get menu inflator dot dot inflat. So here in case if you are just type dot, so the suggestions is available in the suggestions. So all of you select the inflat. If you observe carefully in inflat method, here it is asking the two parameters, that is integer. The first parameter is integer and the second parameter is menu. Okay, the first parameter is integer and the second parameter is menu. Okay, so we need to call this inflat method. Okay, so inflat. So here the integer means for we need to configure the menu XML file, so which is available in our resource directory. Okay, so r dot, so the menu XML file is available in our menu directory. Okay, so which is the menu directory is available in our res folder. So r means resource. So that's why here I am calling r dot menu. So why? Because the menu directory is available in our uh, menu XML file is available inside our menu directory. That's why here I'm calling the directory name dot your file name. My file name is menu file. My XML file name is menu file. Okay, comma. The second parameter is menu. Okay, so if you observe carefully, inside your on create option menu, we have one parameter that is menu. Okay, so on create option menu, we have one parameter. We have one parameter that is menu. Okay, so inside this menu object is also menu. So but it is in a small letters. Okay, just type here this small letters menu. Okay, so that's all. Okay, so if you are completing up to this part, the menus concept is completed up without implementing the on click event. Okay, so this is the option menus concept. Okay, so once you completed up to this part, so just run your application and check your output. So the items is available in our option menus or not. So once you got the output, so we will discuss about the on-click events of this option menus. Okay, so now all of you run your applications and check your output whether it is the data is the menus is working or not. Just connect your devices. Just click on run button. So it takes some time to executing your applications. So all of you please be patient. Okay, so now I'm got the output. Okay, so I'm got the output. So here the title is available, that is a Pickerson dialogues. When I'm clicking these three dots, so here I'm getting about us, settings and call. Only these three items is available. So why? Because inside our XML file, so here I'm creating only these three items, that is about us, settings and call. Okay, so if you are clicking this about us, here I'm not able to perform any action. If I'm clicking the settings here, and this time also I'm not able to perform any action. If I'm clicking this call, same operations will be available. Okay, so that click event is not available. So but the function only the menus will be displaying, but the click event is not applicable. Okay, so this is the output of option menus. So now we are going to discuss about how to implementing the click event for this option menus. Okay, how to implement in the click event for this option menus. Okay, so if you want to implement in this click event, so we need to implementing on click events. So pickers means, okay, so in case if you want to changing any name, so you directly go with this values directory. Inside the values directory, so here there is a string.xml file is available. So inside the string.xml file, so we have one string resource is available, that is app pickers and dialogues. So by default the project name is created this way. So in case if you want to change this project name, so you can change here. The title will be changing. Okay, so the title will be changing, but the project name is can't change. Okay, so once you created your project name, so you can't change in further, but you can change the title. Okay, so you can change the app title. Okay, okay. So now we need to implement in the on click events. So now next part is handling the click events. Okay, so handling the click events. Handling the click events. So how to handle the click events in option menus with the help of on options item selected method. Yes, with the help of on option item selected method. So okay, just type here on options item selected. Just type on options. So in suggestions, public boolean on option item selected, the option is available. All of you select public boolean on option item selected method. Okay, so it is also boolean method. Okay, so when you are clicking the particular item, then only the functionality will be implementing. That's why it is calling as a boolean method. Return type. Okay, so inside the return type, so you need to write some conditions. So if you are familiar with the if condition, so you can directly follow the if condition. If you are familiar with the switch case, so you can write the switch case. Okay, so I'm familiar with the switch case. So that's why here I'm calling switch case. So switch. So inside the switch, you need to write the condition. The condition means, so for getting the click event, so we need to call the uniqueness purpose. Okay, so in case the menu item object is item. Okay, the menu item object is item. Okay, so here I'm calling item dot. So here there is the suggestions. So we have a few different suggestions is available. So in case if you are writing get title condition, okay, so in case if you are writing the get title condition, So you can get this title. So in the items we have different titles is available. Okay, so in case if you want to write these settings in two times, there is no error. Okay, so there is no error it's showing. Why? Because it is a string parameters. In case if you want to take two strings, so it doesn't take it doesn't show any error message. Okay, so in case if you are writing like this, so the condition is item dot get title. Okay, so if you want to write two different on click listeners, it is not possible. The same title. Okay, so but that's why. So one time in one file it's showing error. It doesn't show any error. So but one file it's showing the error. So that's why the item dot get title is not a right condition. Okay, so item dot get title is it is not a right condition. Okay, so now same manner. So in case if you want to apply ID, okay, so this Android colon ID as a settings, and this ID is changing to settings. So at with the fraction of seconds, we are all getting the error. It means we are getting red color. So why? Because this particular ID is already used. Okay, so that's why it's showing the red color. Okay, so that's why. So here the ID is unique. Okay, so you can take the uniqueness ID. So and the at the same time you can write the uniqueness condition. Okay, so instead of the title, so all of it change get item ID. So get item ID, flower brackets open and close. Okay, so here as of now we don't have any error. Okay, so here I'm writing the condition based on the ID. Okay, so now we can write switch cases. So we can implement the switch cases with the help of IDs. Okay, so that's why in this option menus, the cases is belongs to based on IDs. Okay, so case r dot id dot id dot about us, r dot id dot about us. See, this about us id is which is available in our menu items. Okay, so which is available in our menu items. Okay, so that's why here I'm calling only these IDs. Okay, so that's why here I'm calling only these IDs. Okay, so don't get confused here. Okay, so after that, so just to write break statement. So in case if you are using the if condition without using any creating the object, so you can write the break statement. So in case if you are not writing the break statement, so you can execute all cases at a time. Okay, so in case if you are using the break statement, so we can execute only one case at a time. Okay, so if in case if you are not writing this break statement, so if you are executing this project, all cases working at a time. Okay, so this is the difference between for using the break statement or not using the break statement. Okay, so same way, so you can write the remaining cases also. So case r dot id dot settings, case r dot id dot settings, and break statement. So here I'm calling the break statement again. Same way, so here I'm can write one more case r dot id dot call, r dot id dot call. Okay, okay, so now this is the way you need to write the cases. Now the click event is completed. So in case when you are clicking the particular item, so what is the action we need to implement? Okay, so for understanding purpose, here I'm implementing the toast messages. So for lateral, so you can implementing the activities. You can working with the activities. In case if you are clicking the about as activity, so you can go to about as activity navigation. In case if you want to implement the settings, so you can directly go to the settings. So in case if you want to implement in the call, so you can write the only call. Okay. So in each and every case, we need to implementing switch toast message. You already know it how to write these toast messages. Okay. So now each and every case you can write just simply toast message. Just type toast. So create a new toast. So toast, create a new toast. So all of you write like this. So the toast syntax is completely available in our cases. So now here the test message is available. So I want to get this test dynamically. So in previous projects, so you all are wrote the static type of message, but I don't want to do like that. So I want to get the title as the test as a dynamic way. Okay, that means whatever the title you are writing inside the particular item, so I want to get this title. Okay, so I want to get this title in dynamic manner, not static manner. So in case if you are just in case if you are writing like this about us, so it is a static manner. So but I don't want to do like this. So I'm getting the dynamic way. So that's why, so just to remove these double quotes, so instead of double quotes, you can write item dot get item dot get title. Okay, so item dot get title. Okay, so you can write this statement in remaining cases also. Okay, so simply write like this. So toast, create a new toast. So item dot get title. Okay, so toast, create a new toast. So item dot get title. Okay, so this is the way you need to write the on click events in your option menus. Okay, so just to complete, all of you completed this part. So once you completed this part, just execute your application and check your output whether the on click event is working or not. Okay, so I am going to run my application. So I'm clicking a run button, so it is running. So let me check whether it is on click event is working or not. So it takes some time to executing my application. Okay, so I'm getting the output. So here it is the output. So when I'm clicking this option menus, so the options is available. That is about us. So about us, settings and call. Okay, so if you are clicking, so if you are clicking this about us, so here I'm getting the title as a about us. Okay, so if you are clicking this settings, so here I'm getting the settings. Okay, if you are clicking this call, so here I'm getting the call. Okay, so this is the way you need to get these titles. Okay, so now, okay, so here there is a question. So what is the difference between dynamic and static? Okay. Okay, so I will tell you the difference between dynamic title and static title. See, so I'm changing this call. Okay, so instead of this call, so here I'm writing my name. So that is Sai Shankar. Okay, so just to run my application. So now all of you check what is the output we will get. Okay, so here I'm getting the output. See, so here all of you observe carefully. So when here I'm clicking a call button. So when I'm clicking call button, so here I'm getting the Sai Shankar title. Okay, so because it is a static test. Okay, so in case if it is changing dynamically, so it is we are unable to change the dynamic title. So static means we can't change this test in later onwards. So the dynamic means we can get the title as a from the users. That means in dynamic manner. Okay, and that means the best example is your weather report. Okay, so in case if you are executing this application in 1000 mobiles, so in 1000 mobiles here I'm getting only this name. If you am writing like this, here I'm getting only this name only in 1000 mobiles. So but in case if you are using the dynamic way, so let us take an example of weather report. So 1000 mobiles in 1000 locations, so in each location the weather report is different. Okay, so based on their location the weather will be changing, so that is in a dynamic manner. Okay, so in case if you are writing like this, in 1000 locations, only this static weather will be displaying. That is not an accurate weather. Okay, so based on the location, it will be changing. That is inaccurate weather. Okay, that is the difference between dynamic and static. Okay, so that's why here I'm changing this static string to so dynamic title. So item dot get title. Okay, so this is all about the option menus. See, dynamic can be editable means if it is a data getting from the user, so it is editable. So sometimes the data is getting from the server, so that time also it is in a dynamic. Okay, so data we have so many data is available. Okay, so WhatsApp data is available, server data and user data, administration data. So the data is different based on the requirement. It is changing. Okay, okay. So this is all about the option menus. So as of now, we are implementing up to these three dots only. Okay, so in case if you want to implementing adding the icons, okay, in case if you want to add the icons, so you can add it. So how to add these icons? How to add icons in our project? Okay, so now I want to create the icons first. So after that, so I will add these icon into our items. Okay, so as of now we didn't create any icons in our project. Okay, so first of all, in case if you want to add icons, first of all we need to create icons in our project. Okay, so here there is a two ways. So one is the icon is getting from the computer, and one is another one is so icon is adding getting from the inside our Android Studio. So by default Android Studio is providing a few different icons. So in this project, so I want to use the inbuilt icons. Okay, so whatever the icons is provided by the Android Studio, so those icons I want to use, and there are coming projects I want to use the from the local computers. Okay, so now right click on res folder. Now right click on res folder, new. Here there is options called two options is available, that is image asset and vector asset. See, both two options is working as for getting the images only, but there is a difference between image asset and vector asset. That is, image asset means we can create only image. Okay, so we can create image in image format. But in case if you are selecting the vector asset, it will create image in XML formation. Okay, so in Android we have few different options. That is one for image and another one for XML coding. By coding purpose also we can create the images. Okay, so that's why here there is a two options is available. So one for image asset and another one for vector asset. So you can choose any one. Okay, so here I'm choosing the image asset for understanding purpose. Why? Because it is the first icon. So for the coming projects we can use the vector asset also. So now at that time, so you can observe the difference. Okay, so here I'm choosing the image asset. So if you are clicking this image asset, so you all are getting one pop-up dialog. So in this pop-up dialog, so we have so many options is available. Okay, so here, so there is the first properties icon type. So in that icon type, in drop down, launcher icons, adaptive and legacy. Okay, so in icon type, launcher icons and adaptive and legacy. Okay, just to click on this drop down. So here all of you select launcher icons legacy only. Here all of you select launcher icons legacy only. So after that, so here there is an option called clip art. Okay, so here there is an option called clip art. Just click on this clip art symbol. That means this Android icon is available. Just click on this Android icon. So in this, if you are clicking this Android icon, so you all are getting one more pop-up dialog. So in that pop-up dialog, so we have so many icons is available. Okay, so in that, so you can choose any icon. So but the one thing you should remember, so whatever the icon you are choosing, so that icon is in meaningful way. Okay, so if you are clicking this plus symbol, so it is basically it is indicates as a adding. Okay, so in our items, so we didn't use any title like add. Okay, so but it is in a testing mode, so you can create any icon, so it is not a problem. So you can choose any icon, but in a real time mode, that means in case if you want to publish your projects into your Play Store or any other things, so you can use the relative icons. That means call icon is available, messages means message icon is available. Okay, so camera means camera icon. Okay, so that type of icons you need to use, but it is a testing purpose, you can use any icons, it is not a matter. Okay, so here I'm using the settings icon or call. So we have a call option is available, just type here call. So here the call, some call related icons. This one is a call related icon. Okay, so once you choose your icon, just click on OK. Once you choose your icon, just click on OK. So now your icon will be available inside your images. Whatever the image you are selecting, so that image will be appear in your images. Okay, so after that, so you need to change your icon name. Okay, by default it is showing as a IC launcher. Okay, so by default it is showing as a IC launcher. Okay, just here select call. Okay, so here I'm using image name as a call. Okay, so now in case if you want to change any icon colors here, so that is also possible. So here there is option called foreground and background. Okay, so here there is options called foreground and background colors. In case if you want to change any foreground color, so you can change it. So here I'm using the background foreground color as a white. Okay, so that's your interest. So based on your interest, so you can choose any color. And the coming to background, so by default the background color is white. So I want to change this background color to dark color. Okay, so now you can observe the difference. Okay, so it is your wish, so you can choose any colors. Okay, so and coming to the shape. Okay, so by default it is displaying as a square shape. Okay, so in case if you want to change this circle, so it will be changing the circular formation. Yeah, that's your interest. So in case if you want to display the vertical formation, it is vertical. In case if you want to display the horizontal, it is displaying the horizontal formation. So based on your requirements, so that's your interest. Okay, so for here I'm using the circular formation icons. Okay, so just click on, after changing these properties, just click on next. Okay, so effect. See, effect means by default it is showing as a none. Okay, so guess none circle dog ear. Okay, so in case if you are selecting the dog ear, so that means see, uh, in top side right corner, so it is displaying like this. Okay, so that's your interest. See, in Android, so we have a beautiful designs is available. Okay, so based on your requirements, you can create n number of designs. Okay, here I'm using the circular, so that's why here I'm not unable to activate this dog ear. Okay, so in case if you want to using the vertical, that time also it is the dog ear is available. Okay, anyway, so here I'm using the circular formation, that's why here I'm not using the dog ear. Just click on next. See this icon, now you all are getting this type of means storing the path. So this icon will be created in our mipmap folder. Okay, this icon will be created in our mipmap folder in different resolutions. Okay, so triple x hdpa, double x hdpa, xhdpa, and hdpa and dpi. So okay, so these are the different type of resolutions, image resolutions. Okay, so you can if you are using the image asset, so this image will be created in the multiple resolutions. Okay, so now click on finish, click on finish. Okay, so now if you are observe your mipmap directory, so the call icon is created. Okay, so the call icon is created. Okay, so now you can use your call in our items. Okay, so now how to use your icons in our items. Okay, so here there is a property called icon. Android colon icon is the property. Android colon icon is the property. So the image is available in our mipmap folder. Just type here mipmap slash your image name. Okay, so here I'm using mipmap slash image name is call. Okay, Android colon icon equal to @mipmap slash call. Okay, so the icon is created, but it is not available in your app bar. Okay, but it is not available in your app bar. In case if you want to display in your app bar, so here there is this one more property called show as action. Okay, so here there is a property called show as action is always. Just select always. So in case if you are selecting the always property, this particular call icon is permanently available in your app bar. Okay, so app colon show as action is always. That means it is permanently available in our app bar. Okay, so it is permanently available in your app bar. Okay, so now run your application and check your output whether it is displaying in your app bar or not. Okay, so just run your application and check your output. Okay, see now all of you observe here. So in the top of this in our action bar, so here the icon is available. So in case if you are observe here in the option menu, so only 2 items is available. The icon is having 1 item. Okay, so if you are clicking this icon, so you are getting the call. The rest of the items about us and settings. Okay, so this is all about the option menus. Okay, so are you clear so far? Okay. Okay, so the next concept is pick alert dialog. That means pickers. Okay, so the menus concept is completed. So you can try in different way in menus for adding the icon, more icons, or for adding for navigating one from one activity to another activity. So you can add. In case if you are facing any problem, so you can communicate your WhatsApp group. So we will respond, no problem. And the next concept is alert dialogues. That means pickers or dialogues. So pickers means it is a different manner. So okay, so dialogues. Next concept is dialogues. So generally, so we are using the dialogues. So you already know it. Where you are using the alert dialogues. Okay, so where we are using alert dialogues. So we don't know. Okay, so it is not a. Okay, so it's not a problem. Okay. See, in generally, so we are using the uh, games. Okay, so if you are playing any games, so in between the games, if you are clicking the back button, so here there is a pop-up dialog like this. Okay, so one pop-up dialog like this. So here there is a title. Okay, so here it is a title, and the next one is message, and after that, so we are getting two buttons, that is yes or no. Yes or no means one for positive button and another one for negative button. Okay, so that means if you are in a game, so the title is your project title, so that's based on your project requirement, but the message is each and every other dialog, it is common. Or you want to exit the game, or you want to exit the app. Okay, so this type, even yeah, exactly. See, that's that dialogues is different. So alert dialogue means so alert means uh, if it is say yes or no, yeah, yes or no dialogues. Okay, so the type of dialogues, it is indicates as a alert dialogue. So here the dialogues means we have so many types of dialogues is available. So custom dialogue is available. So custom dialogue means you can create anything. That means you can create the registration form, you can create the user data displaying, you can create the chatting, you can displaying the images in dialogues. So that's in different manner. So alert dialogues also for we have a custom alert dialogue is also available. So for custom alert dialogue, so you can create anything. Okay, so for normal alert dialogues we have only these options, that is title, message, yes or no. In case if you are using any icon, app icon, so you can use. So that based on our requirement. Okay, so if you are using this type of alert dialogues, we can use, there is a class called alert dialog dot builder. Okay, so we can use alert dialog dot builder. In case if you want to develop this type of alert dialogues, we can communicate with alert dialog dot builder class. Okay, so this is the alert dialog. So when you are clicking this S button, okay, so this is the message. Let us assume, or you want exit the app. Okay, sorry, you want to exit the app. So this is the message. Let us assume. Okay, in case if you are clicking S, so what will be action? What is the action will be performed? Okay, so if you are clicking S, so what is the action will be performed? Okay, so app will be closed. Okay, so app. In case if you are clicking S, app will close. So in case if you are clicking no, only dialog will close. Okay, So if you are clicking no, this dialog will be closed. That means only this part. Okay, so only this part will be closed. Okay, so if you are clicking S, this complete app will be closed. Okay, so if you are clicking S, the complete app will be closed. Okay, so if you are clicking no, only the dialog will be closed. Okay, so this is what our requirement. Okay, so I'm repeating the concept. In regular alert dialogues, if you are clicking S, the dialog will be closed. Okay, so if you are clicking S, the complete app will be closed. In case if you are clicking no, only the dialog will be closed. Okay, so this is what our requirement. Okay, so in case if you want to implement this type of requirement, so for understanding purpose, so just create one button in your XML file. Okay, just create one button in your XML file. Okay, so instead of, okay, so before creating the button, so all of you change this constraint layout to linear layout. Okay, so all of you change this constraint layout to linear layout. Change this constraint layout to linear layout and remove this test view. Okay, so remove this test view. So and after that, so give the orientation as a vertical. Give the orientation as a vertical. And after that, so create button. So width as a match parent, height as a wrap content. Width as a match parent, height as a wrap content. So here I'm writing the test as alert dialog. So here I'm writing test as alert dialog. Okay, and after that, so we need to create as two more buttons, one for time picker dialog and another one for date picker dialog. So same properties, width as a match parent, height as a wrap content. Test date picker dialog. Okay, so test is date picker dialog, and same manner, so you can implement so button width as a wrap content and working as a test as a time picker dialog. Okay, so this is the way you need to display these three buttons. Okay, so today for time being, so we are so I will complete this alert dialog, and so tomorrow sessions I will complete this date picker and time picker dialog. Okay, okay, so all of you create these three buttons in our XML file. So once you completed, so please let me know. And as of now, we didn't implement any on-click events, so we are going to write only these three properties, that is width, height, and test. Okay, so I hope you all are completed these three, creating these three buttons. Okay, so now all of you write on-click event for one by one. Okay, so first we completed the on-click event for alert dialog. Just to type on-click property. So here I'm writing alert. Okay, so here I'm typing the message method, on-click method called alert. Okay, so it's showing the red color. So why? Because here there is no method is available in our main active.java file. So place your cursor in alert. Just click on alt enter. So just click on alt enter. So here there is a in suggestions, here there is option called create alert view in main activity. Okay, so create alert view in main activity. just click on it. So now inside our main active.java file, the method is available. Okay, so inside our Java file, the method is available. Okay, so for understanding purpose, so I make it as a comment. So this is so alert dialog. So now we need to create alert dialog. Okay, so inside this alert method, so you need to create the alert dialog. See, these all are user defined methods, so you can create anything. Okay, so now you need to create alert dialog. Okay, so inside this alert method, create alert dialog. Okay, so inside this alert dialog method, so we need to create the alert dialog. Okay, so here there is a class called alert dialog dot builder. Okay, so with the supporting package alert dialog, with the supporting package is android x dot app compact dot app. Okay, so alert dialog dot builder, alert dialog dot builder. Okay, so alert dialog dot builder. So here up in we need to create the object, so that is the builder. See, the builder object is that's your wish, so you can create anything. Okay, so builder equal to new alert dialog dot builder equal to new alert dialog dot builder this new alert dialog dot builder. Okay, so this means a contest. This means, so in this alert dialogs where we need to display, so that will be take care of this keyword. Okay, so alert dialog dot builder equal to new alert dialog dot builder. Okay, so now after that, so you need to set these titles and these messages and these buttons to the this alert dialog dot builder object. Okay, so now what is the object for alert dialog dot builder? So builder is the object for alert dialog dot builder. So now you need to set these all parameters to builder. Okay, so builder dot set title, builder dot set title. Okay, so here I am writing alert dialog. Okay, so here I am writing builder dot set title is alert dialog. And after that, so here I'm writing message, so builder dot set message, builder dot set message. Okay, so here I'm writing the message is, or you want to close the app, or you want to close the app. Okay, so or you want to close the app. Okay, so builder dot set title, builder dot set message. Okay, so after that, so builder dot, so okay, so these two parameters is completed. So after that, so we need to create these buttons, that is yes or no buttons. Okay, so as of now we created the buttons by using the XML part. So but in this alert dialog, so we need to create these yes or no buttons with the help of Java. Okay, so that's why, so we need to create like this. Okay, so builder dot set positive button. So positive button means, so we need to write the positive parameters, that is yes is positive. Okay, so s is positive. So in this positive button, so it will indicates the two parameters, that is one for char sequence, that is the string parameter, and another one for on click listener. So when I'm clicking this S button, so what is the action will be performed, so that action is also we need to write here. Okay, so set positive button, so S comma new space dialog dot on click listener. So why dialog interface dot on click listener? So why? Because this S button is created as a interface. Okay, so this whatever the dialog we are creating, so the dialog will be created as a interface. So this S button is available inside the interface. So that's why we need to create dialog interface. Okay, so dialog interface dot on click listener. Okay, so new space dialog interface dot on click listener. So okay, so once again I'm repeating, S comma new space dialog interface. So just just type dia, just click on control space. In suggestions, this option is available, that is dialog interface dot on click listener. Okay, so dialog interface dot on click listener. So okay, so all of you select this one, dialog interface dot on click listener. Okay, so you all are getting like this. Okay, so you all are getting like this. Okay, so same way you need to implement in negative button also, that is no. Same way you need to implement negative button also, that is no. Okay, so builder dot set negative button, builder dot set negative button, so that is no comma new space dialog interface dot on click listener, dialog interface dot on click listener. Okay, so this is the way you need to create yes or no buttons. Okay, so this is the way you need to create yes or no buttons. Okay, okay, so after that, so in case if you want to display this dialog, when I'm clicking this alert dialog, okay, so when I'm clicking this alert dialog button, so I want to display this dialog. Okay, so in case if you want to display this dialog, so you need to write dot show message like in toast messages. Okay, so in previously also we are communicating with the toast messages. In case if you want to display the toast message, you need to write at the end of the statement, so you need to write that toast dot show method. So here also you need to write dot show method. So in case if you are not writing the dot show method, so we are unable to display this dialog. Okay, so in case if you are writing dot show method, then only so we need to display this type of dialogues in our activity. Okay, so after that, so you need to write builder dot show method and at the end of the line. Okay, so and at the end of the statement, so you need to write builder dot show method. Okay, so builder dot show method, builder dot show method. So then only so the dialog will be displaying. Okay, so now the main part. Okay, so as of now we are created only this dialog. Okay, so as of now we are created only this dialog part. Okay, so when I'm clicking this S button, so what is the action will be performed? When I'm clicking this no button, what is the action will be performed? So we didn't implement in this S or no buttons functionality. Okay, but the on click event is working, so but we didn't implement any functionality. Okay, so as per our requirement, when I'm clicking this no button, our dialog will be closed. If you are clicking this S button, our complete app will be closed. Okay, so these are the our app requirement. Okay, so now if you are clicking this S button, so just to write the implementing the functionality. So for understanding purpose, here I'm writing the action. So what is the action? So if you are clicking the S button, so here I want to close our complete app. So that's why here I'm calling finish method. Okay, so if you are calling the finish method, our app, our our app will completely destroyed, completely closed. Okay, so our app will completely close. Okay, so in case if you want to click the no button, so only this dialog interface will be closed. Okay, so only this dialog interface will be closed. Okay, so now in on click button, the dialog interface object is action. Sorry, so this is inside this on click method, we need to implement the action. So in on click method, so we have a parameter that is the dialog interface. So we need to close this dialog interface. Okay, so the dialog interface object is dialog interface. So from your end, so it is I think it is maybe different. So from your end, it is calling as a dialog. So I don't know exactly if it is created. So you can call dialog dot dismiss or dialog dot close. So here I'm creating dialog dot interface here from my end. So that's why here I'm calling dialog interface dot dismiss. Okay, so dialog interface dot dismiss. Okay, so this is the way you need to implement the alert dialog, and this is the way you need to write these all functionalities. Okay, so now all of you run your application and check your output, so whether it is the dialog is displaying or not. Okay, so I'm running my application just to check your output. Okay, so here the one question is the set title and the set custom title, the difference between. Okay, the both are same. Set title and a set custom title both are same. Okay, both are having the string parameter. So for string parameter, so you can write anything. So there is no difference between set title and set custom title. So I think there is the difference between that. It is a slightly different. Set title means it is a static. So for a custom title means it is a dynamic title. But you can set a dynamic title also with the help of this set title method. No problem for this set title. Okay, so now my application is executed successfully. So just wait a minute. Okay, so now from my end, so these are the buttons. So when I'm clicking this alert dialog, so I'm getting this type of pop-up. So that is a title, alert dialog, and message, or you want to close the app. If I'm clicking this no button, the dialog will be closed. If you are clicking this S button, our complete app will be closed. Okay, so our complete app will be closed. Okay, so this is what our requirement. So okay, so that's all for today. If you have any doubts, so you may ask. Okay, so I think you don't have any doubts. Okay, so thank you to all. So okay, so that's all for today. So thank you to all.